Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Furkan, a product designer working in London. In this video, I'm going to give my personal top tips for landing an interview at a big tech company. These are my personal tips that helped me eventually land a job at Meta, and I also landed interviews at other tech companies like Google, Spotify, Snapchat, Shopify, and many more. Again, these are my personal tips, so hopefully they can help you out landing other interviews. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe for future design related videos, and let's get started. So when it comes to landing a big tech interview, there's a lot of tips and there's a lot of advice around on the internet, but I feel like for me personally, the number one tip when it comes to landing interviews, whether it's not just at a big tech company, it could be at any company, and it is just networking and forming that relationship with someone, trying to get that referral for a job, because this is by far one of the most impactful ways of increasing your chances of landing an interview. And I know it can be a struggle to try and network with people, especially now things are being more remote based, but don't ever underestimate how powerful this is. It's probably one of the things that you can control a lot as well as, and it's something you can have a lot of influence over. So whether that's like networking by trying to go to some like virtual online events or in-person design events, talking to people over Twitter, Instagram, or like over LinkedIn as well. And it can be really tough to, personally I found it really challenging to cold message someone for some advice or for some help, and there are other ways of doing it, but at the end of the day, what is the worst thing that can happen when you message someone for some help or for some advice or looking for a referral? That's why I always say in the back of my mind is that, honestly, what is the worst that can happen? Because the best case is insane, like you'll be able to get that referral, and then you have a higher chance of someone looking at your portfolio and resume and landing that interview. So it's worth it, right? Just try your best to network with people and forge those connections. It helped me so much. So with networking, I was able personally to actually land a few interviews just through referrals. So for Meta, I was actually referred by a friend to a recruiter who then actually gave me a telephone interview and spoke to me, and was able to skip a few interview steps straight away, and I was able to forge that relationship with a recruiter. And if it wasn't for me networking and asking like friends for help, I wouldn't have been able to land this interview, and I might not have been here today. The same with like landing interviews at Google. Again, that was through my internal network. I had a mutual friend that works there, and I asked for if they were willing to refer me, and I landed an interview that way as well. And it is so powerful, referrals. Like, don't ever underestimate the power of them, and it makes getting your foot in the door so much easier. So yeah, I guess that's one of the main ways I was able to land interviews, is through like networking. So let's head over to the web browser and check out how powerful referrals are and how we should be applying for jobs. So we can see here LinkedIn, the most popular website to find jobs, and it's something I used and I feel like it works really well. And there's other job boards that you can use, but I feel like LinkedIn's a great place to look. So you can see, say if I was interested in a job at Spotify, I already have a few people that I know that on my LinkedIn network that work here. So instead of applying directly, I might as well ask these guys for a referral, and it'll increase my chances significantly. The same with like Twitter. I know a few people that already work there. It'll be really cool. And the same with like WhatsApp, and then many more. You can see like LinkedIn already shows you that you might have some connections at work here. However, you might be in the circumstance where you might not know anyone just yet that works at any of these companies. So what you can do is just search as product designer at Spotify, and then from here you'll be able to get a list of some connections. And this is where cold messaging can come into your favor. Like I said, what is the worst that can happen? You get ghosted, and honestly, like, it happens all the time. So there's nothing wrong with that. So the best case scenario is really great, but getting ghosted, no problem whatsoever. Just like shoot some people some messages, make it more personal, not some copy and paste job, and hopefully they'll be able to help you out here. So my next tip that's helped me out so much is mentoring and leveraging the use of mentoring. The reason being is because mentoring can help you out so much in the sense that people can really spot out the weaknesses in your portfolio or areas you need to improve before you're looking to apply for a big tech company. So you might think that you're doing really well, but then reality is that there might be a few things that you're not aware of, you're not actually conscious of, and mentors are there to point out those flaws or like areas that you need to improve on, and that is so useful and so helpful for eventually landing an interview at a big tech company. And I'm going to walk through UX Coffee Hours, which is actually a free mentoring platform where you have lots of people working at big tech companies where they've already made it and they're in the position that you want to eventually be in, and it's a great platform to help you get some free mentoring. So heading straight into UX Coffee Hours, I'll put the link in the description below. Again, it's a platform where you can get some mentoring for free. So you head straight into design, and you've got these amazing designers here offering up their time for free to help you out. Something I leveraged, and mentoring has helped me out so much. So you just scroll down, read people's bios carefully, go on their LinkedIn and find someone that has some time for free, because sometimes their calendarlies aren't up to date or they're booked out. So I know right now that Bala has some free time and he works at Google. He's a senior UX lead, and all you have to do is go into the Calendarly and book some time, and it's down to you as a mentee to make the most of that time and find out where you need to improve, what you want to do with that time. It's so important that you come into that meeting knowing what you really want to do with it and where you want to improve. But yeah, UX Coffee Hours has helped me so much. So my last tip for landing big tech interviews, I feel like that's helped me out a lot personally, is building in public and content creation. So what I mean by this is tweeting what you're up to day to day on Twitter for like your design work, contribute to Figma community, whether that's doing live streams on Twitch or uploading YouTube videos. All of this stuff helps really build up your brand as a designer and your presence, and you have opportunities that do eventually come your way. It's building up that serendipity as a designer. So the more you share publicly, the more chances you are of people getting to know you and the chances of you getting approached, and I feel like it's helped me a lot. So why don't you give it a go and start maybe tweeting on Twitter what you're up to and connecting with other designers on there, and it's a great way to network. I'll dive into my Figma community profile to show you, and some tweets that have really helped me actually get my presence as a designer up and elevated. So if you're ever looking at inspiration of like getting started, of sharing your work on Twitter, just go on my profile and you can get some inspiration. I'll be pretty honest, like when I first started sharing content on Twitter, I was always really nervous about what other people would think. The reality is that now one thing I've learned is that whole phrase I've been talking about this whole video is what's the worst that can happen, really, and the benefits always outweigh the costs of doing it, and let's really don't overthink it and just do it.
Do it! Just do it!
And I don't know why I was always so worried before, but here's some examples. Me with a CV template, and then I dropped some portfolio presentations. You have people that do like your stuff as well, which is always nice. And then this is me with a design files template. So it does give you a bit more traction and credibility, and I've forged a lot of friends, and I've got a few job offers just by people seeing my Figma stuff as well, which is kind of crazy. So like on my Figma community profile, you can see like you get lots of people checking out your stuff. There's a few files here with a couple of thousands of people downloading it, and it's always nice when people comment on your stuff, and it gives you that nice feeling that you know that you're giving back to people as well, and it again increases your serendipity as a designer, gets your brand presence out there. This is one of my favorite files I've released. Like lots of people thanking me, and they've messaged me personally on like Twitter and LinkedIn with this user research template, how useful they've found it. So that's always really nice, and like I said, like, it helps your chances of landing an interview and getting your name out there, and it's nice to give back as well. It's such a wholesome feeling, and it's something I love doing as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully these tips can help you land an interview at a big tech company if that's something you're interested in doing and working at. So feel free to comment down below if you need any help or what you thought of the video. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and subscribe for future design related videos, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.